Being a woman is about so much more than being 21 and over. It's about having a certain confidence and way of approaching life. As I continue to evolve, I notice more and more that a lot of women have hit a plateau. At some point in their life, they decided to stop growing, and now they have the mindset of a little girl. And what's even crazier is that they're completely oblivious to this. Their underdevelopment is causing conflict in all areas of their life, and they're completely unaware of it. In today's video, I'm going to share with you 5 harsh realities that you have to come to terms with in order to go from girlhood to womanhood. And if you're new here, hi girl, my name is Marsella Christina, and on this channel, I teach women how to become their highest selves. So if that's something that you're interested in, be sure to subscribe. When you embrace womanhood, you're able to attract the best things into your life. Because once you know what it means to be a woman, you know how to get and keep the things that you desire. So if you're ready to learn how to do this and step into your grown woman era, be sure to stick around for all of the tips that I drop in this video. Let's begin. To step into your womanhood, you need to understand that you are 100% responsible for you. I think most women have some sense of responsibility, but 100%, very few women have that. Oftentimes, it's easier to take responsibility for the smaller things or the seemingly harmless things, but it can be harder to take responsibility for the more important things, like your character, your shortcomings, and traumas that you have yet to resolve. Similarly, it can be easy for us to take responsibility for our own actions, but it can be harder for us to accept responsibility for allowing others to act and behave a certain way in our own lives. For example, a woman that may struggle with people-pleasing may blame the person that she pleases for her behavior when really it is her own doing. Being 100% responsible for you is acknowledging that there is no one for you to blame. Regardless of the actions of others, you decide your own fate. You decide what you will and will not allow into your life. So that really takes getting clear on who you are and doing the inner work to resolve those issues. No one is perfect, but a fully developed woman does not let that be an excuse for her poor behavior. If there's an area that she's slacking in, she holds herself accountable. She figures out the underlying causes of this behavior and she works to correct it, because she understands that building her character is her job. She understands that how she shows up in the world is a direct reflection of how she shows up at home, how she spends her free time, the hours that she puts into her own self-development. And she invests this time into herself because she knows that it's worth it. She knows she'll be better equipped to deal with life as a grown woman, and her peers will also see her as a capable person. This alone will open so many doors for you, but it is your responsibility to walk through those doors. You are 100% responsible for putting yourself in the right position. Contrary to popular belief, life does not just happen. The truth is, we decide how it's going to go. Now, make no mistake, I understand that things show up in life that were not a part of our plan. But I think too often we use this as an excuse, because a lot of us don't want to take on the responsibility that comes with having full control and dominion over our lives. It's a lot of pressure to decide how your life will go and to map out each step. It's far easier to just throw your hands up and say, oh, well, that's just life. You have to make things happen for yourself. You have goals and dreams, and it is your responsibility to make sure that they come true. It's far bigger than just wishing on a star. You have to get to work, and you have to believe in what you're doing. You have to believe in yourself. Believing in yourself is a big part of womanhood. Having that conviction to believe in your own talents and gifts is a big part of womanhood, and it's certainly a big part of becoming your highest self. The next thing you need to understand is money talks. See, womanhood comes with learning about life and learning about society. It's important to understand that the world works a certain way, and the quicker you understand and accept this, the better off and more successful you will be. On one hand, we have to understand life, all of its trials, tribulations, the lessons that it teaches us, and how to navigate. On the other hand, we need to learn society, all of its systems, how it sustains itself, and what its ultimate purpose and goal is. If you learn one without the other, unfortunately, that's not going to be enough. You have to understand both. Money is a tool, but it's so much more than that. As you ascend, you begin to realize that money is truly about access. The more money you have, the more access you have. Access to important people, places, things, and information. And I really want to lean into information. The more money you make, the more opportunity you have to be informed about certain things. And once you have this information, you're now in a position to make better decisions. Why is this so important? Well, as I mentioned earlier, we do get to decide what our lives will be. But some people are making this decision or completely opting out because they don't have the information. Money allows you access into certain spaces where certain ideas will be shared, and it happens naturally. And when you're in these spaces and you're able to share information and receive information, you're able to go out into the world and make better decisions for your life. And so at some point, you develop a certain language, a certain vocabulary that's understood amongst these peers. There's a certain culture that's developed, a certain connection. And over time, you relate more to these people than you would to anyone else. And now not only are you a wealthy person, but you're surrounded by wealthy people and wealthy ideas. And that's the world that you live in. Anything outside of that just does not resonate with you. And this is what I mean by access. You want to access this part of the world that will aid in your growth and development, that ensures that you remain progressive and are surrounded by progressive people. Being a woman means truly understanding this and understanding how things work in the world that she lives in. It is not okay to be without. You must stay paid. It is naive to think that you can do without and that money does not matter. It is irresponsible to think that money is evil because you will spend your entire life avoiding it. Instead, a woman understands. She understands what money is for and how it is to be used. She wields her power over money. She uses it to benefit her. So always make sure that you have money coming in. Have multiple streams of income. Whether you're a 9-to-5 girly or an entrepreneur, there's always a way to bring in more money. You just have to get creative and find it. But one thing that works for sure is developing yourself. Have a skill. Have something that you're extremely good at that you're able to charge for. Even if it's not something that you do 100% of the time, knowing how to do something and knowing how to do it well will always be a benefit to you. For instance, some of you may know that I am a recording artist. Now, I don't record nearly as much as I did years ago, but you know what? So many artists, producers, engineers reach out to me to this day to be featured on their projects. So many people reach out to me to write songs for them, to connect them to the best people in the industry, to give them ideas and concepts. All because I'm really good at it. I've mastered it. So now, even though I'm not putting out any music for myself at the moment, I can still show up on projects, help other people, and make a lot of money doing it. There's so much money in mastery, and I don't want you to underestimate that. And developing yourself extends further than just skills alone. We also need to be developing other areas of our life, like our fashion sense, our communication skills, our ability to present. These are all traits that are needed at the highest levels of womanhood. The next thing you need to understand is that there is no Prince Charming, and if there is, he's not coming. As much as I love Disney and all of its Disney princesses, I do feel like it's done us a huge disservice as women. I'm all about being in princess energy and being in queen energy. I think that our highest selves naturally radiates that. But I think that the state of mind in some of these princesses is an issue, and I think it's extremely outdated for the world that we live in today. A princess being locked away in a tower, waiting for her prince to come save her, is just not a good look. It's far better to save yourself, and if you and Prince Charming are meant to be together, you will be together. And this is why I say the mentality is the issue for me. It's okay to be saved. If Prince Charming wants to save you, then go ahead and let him save you. But if he doesn't want to, or if he doesn't come, then you should be okay with that. You should be able to save yourself. There are so many women that are walking around waiting to be saved, and this childish behavior is a red flag. I have yet to meet a confident grown woman that would sit around waiting to be saved by anyone. She does her own thing. If they come, and if they don't, they don't. And because of this, people respect her more, and they actually want to help her more, because they see her as a person that is capable of helping herself. When you're a person that's waiting to be saved, it is a turnoff, even for women. As a woman on her higher self journey, I want to befriend women that are also on that journey as well. I don't want to be friends with women that are helpless. I don't want to be friends with women that are not working towards something greater. That could just be me, but that is my truth. At some point, it gets old, and you get tired of trying to convince someone to grow up. I've noticed that women are generally in one of two categories. Either they're too down to earth, or their heads are too in the clouds. When a woman is too down to earth, she thinks that she needs to take care of everything. And I know I said we should take 100% responsibility, but I want to be clear, there's absolutely nothing wrong with taking help when it's offered. The woman that is too down to earth, though, can't take help from anyone. I mean, she is a soldier. It is serious for her. And this version of a woman you don't want to be, because she is out of her femininity. And she's going to miss the lessons and blessings of womanhood because she's so focused on being in her masculine. On the other hand, you have women with their heads too far in the clouds. They have this idea of how life is supposed to be. And instead of dealing with life for how it is, they decide to live in a fantasy. And these women often befriend women that also live in a fantasy and date men that live in a fantasy as well. And for a while, everything is well and fine until it isn't, until reality slaps them in the face, until they finally wake up when they hit the pavement. This is also the type of woman that you don't want to be, because inevitably, reality will make its way to you. You should aim to be somewhere in the middle. Yes, take care of your responsibilities, but also keep a light heart. Yes, be independent, but also take help when it is given to you. Your womanhood lies in this balance, so be sure that you get this right. And on the topic of Prince Charming, a lot of women have not dealt with the realities of being a girlfriend or wife. Whether you're a girlfriend or a wife, but especially a wife, you need to understand that it is a job. You now have responsibilities that you did not have when you were a single woman. And you need to wrap your head around that before you find your Prince Charming. Because what you think it's going to be and what it actually is are two very different things. Being a girlfriend or a wife is so much more than just roses and nice dates and fancy trips. It's tough conversations, it's building portfolios, it's scaling, it's growth. And being a woman is having the maturity to understand that. And if you can't, just don't even bother, girl. The next thing you need to understand is that life will change and so will you. Nothing stays the same in this life, and it's better to come to terms with this early on, because once you do, you're able to truly enjoy and appreciate every moment that you have. People that you were friends with from childhood will move to different places, and the relationship will change. You'll move away and come back home and see that everything's different. The way you identify with yourself, your culture, your community will change. And if I'm being completely honest, it is daunting. It's like one day you wake up and you're an entirely different person, but everyone still expects you to be the person that you were before. And it's strange because it's like you don't even remember who you were before. Like you're so far removed from that person. And that's a good thing. But in the process of growth, you will have to leave some people behind. Not everyone is going to be able to get to the next level with you. And there's no shade because not everyone is even interested in going to the next level. And you're able to see that clearly and you're able to give people grace because of it. And it can be a painful process, but the best thing that I can tell you to do is to just love people from a distance. Love people from afar and just cherish the times that you had with that person. And keep working on yourself. No matter what, you have to keep working on you. Because the world is going to continue to spin, ladies, and you need to be evolving with it. Being a woman is understanding that your work is never done. There's always something that you can improve, and you need to spend your time doing that. You have to become a lifelong learner. That is the only way. And finally, you need to understand that there are no guarantees. It is so easy for us to think that life owes us something, but I'm here to tell you it does not. A woman truly needs to understand that life is the gift. Waking up and seeing a new day, that is the prize. Everything else is just a cherry on top. You have to know this and you have to really be rooted in this. Life itself is the gift. And so you want to have your plan, but you also want to have your pivot. I think it is our responsibility to show up to life each day with purpose. We should know how we want our days to go and what we want to share with the world. That being said, we should also understand that there are no guarantees. And so we're prepared to pivot whenever necessary. The plan and the pivot go hand in hand. There is not one without the other. And so a woman is never without something to do because either she's executing her plan or she's preparing to pivot. Either which way, she has direction. And that's a big part of womanhood. You have to know where you're going. You have to know where you want things to lead up to, while also keeping a light heart and understanding that there are no guarantees. So instead of stressing yourself out along the journey, you're able to just enjoy the journey for what it is. This helps you learn gratitude, and I truly believe that in order to become our highest selves as women, we have to know gratitude. Gratitude is so important, it should be taught in schools. We should be trained from an early age on how to find the good in things and be grateful for them, because it would make all of our lives a whole lot easier and way more enjoyable. But there's no time like the present. Make sure you learn gratitude. Life loves to give things to a grateful woman. The more you can be grateful for, the more life wants to give you things to be grateful for. And this keeps you going. In life, a woman will need to find a way to keep going. Something that's bigger than motivation, but truly purposeful to her life. Something that she's really passionate about that she wants to share with the world. Something that she wants to be remembered for. Once a girl finds this, she steps into womanhood. Because this is going to be the thing that brings her to the next level. It's going to be the thing that challenges her the most, but it's going to be the most rewarding. It's essentially finding her why. And life becomes so much more fulfilling once you do. Being a woman is all about having a true understanding of who you are and the world you live in. Instead of living in a fantasy or expecting life to be the way you think it should be, like so many other people do, you decide to live in reality. Because reality can be beautiful too, if you know how to approach it. So it is my hope that this video gave you insight as to how you can elevate your life by embracing your womanhood. What is the hardest lesson that you had to learn when stepping into womanhood? Drop it in the comments below. We can all learn from each other. And if you made it to the end of this video, thank you. Be sure to subscribe. We'd love to have you become a part of the family. Earlier, I mentioned that you are 100% responsible for yourself. But in order to take full responsibility, you need to learn to be your own friend. So watch this video where I discuss how to become your own best friend. Okay, my loves, until next time, take good care of yourselves. Bye.